So good coverage. You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. Got a little bit of red action for you guys today, and well, they got the big sprayer on it. I'm just kidding. Let's go hang out with Frank. They're doing some spraying. We're gonna put some product on, see what goes on. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Let's see what we can get into today. Alrighty, we are over here. Frank Matheson. He's been on the channel. You red tractor guys love it. So we're over here, Brook Farm, Littleton, Massachusetts. And I actually, this spring I was like, hey, I don't grow soybeans. Source has a soybean product. You want to utilize it? So I'm over here because we're following up on some of that stuff and we're hanging out. But figured we'd wander around a little bit, see what's going on, maybe get some action of him spraying. And the man, the myth, the legend himself, Frank Matheson. What are you doing?
Trying to get some fertilizer out of this tank.
Liquid nitrogen?
Yep, 32%.
32%. So he's loaded up. He's got some water for the sprayer. He's gonna get some nitrogen for the sprayer, since they're doing a little bit of everything, same as everybody else out. So fertilizing crops, spraying crops, got to do it all.
Taking liquid nitrogen, putting that in the applicator, and then we're going to fill the sprayer up with water.
Your applicator?
Yeah.
How many row is that?
11
That's
shank.
11 shanks, so it does a 12 row. So we put dry on, we top dress it on. This goes in between it and actually puts the liquid down in the row. So better utilization of it. So how many gallons an acre?
30 gallons an acre?
Yeah.
I can think about that.
Which 30 gallons at 32%. How many units of N is that?
28%.
28%?
Yeah, because it's got other things in there, zinc and hydrogen.
Okay.
And so that lowers the percentage of the nitrogen. And it's actually coming out about 34, 35 gallons per the acre. So it's also about 130 units then.
130 units then. So he's loaded up with nitrogen, and then we're gonna get him filled up with spray. Well, with water, and he's gonna get into spraying. If you guys don't remember, we dynoed these tractors, so look back, there's a video of all of Frank's, trying to remember what we did. Did we do the 1066? I know we did one of the 89s. I think we did the 15. I'll drop the link right here, go watch it. We had one day of green tractors, ours, 7520 dynoed, and another day of that. So big shout out to Colburn. He brought his dyno out here and we actually got to see some power, and yeah, it was a good time. Well, he'll back that in there. They're gonna do that after they get done with spraying what they need to spray today, and he's grabbing their rogator. So the day I bought my first Mac, the 10-wheeler, they actually bought a rogator at the same time. And well, for those of you who don't know what a rogator is, you'll see it in a minute. That's been what, 4 years?
What?
You've had that? Or is it 5?
As long as you've had the Mac.
I don't remember. I'd have to look back in memories.
Probably been 5 years.
5 years in the spring?
It is really cool.
You had a Great Plains, and now Dana has it.
Yeah.
Was that a 60 foot?
Yep.
This is
150 gallons.
This is just a whole different ball game, though.
Yeah, this is actually like 90 gallons less
water capacity, but
Ain't go.
Once you get used to it, it
Speeds up. There you go. Frank with the goods. So he's gonna load it in. We'll see this thing. You got the drone, so we'll see. What are you doing? What are you doing? You running sprayer today? Yeah. You go pop. You go pop. So they're filling up using totes to actually fill water, because all of their big tanks on their straight trailer, on their semi, are loaded with liquid fertilizer. So we just went over the price of liquid fertilizer for a ton of actual N. It was like 1,076, I think. So, but it is coming down, they're saying. So hopefully that's the case here in the near future, because input costs this year have been ridiculous. Granted, yeah, corn's worth some money, Velk's worth some money, but paying that amount of money is ridiculous. So they're about full on water. Putting source on today on beans, which is going to be cool. They did pre-apply spray chemical on that, and then they got some good looking corn up front. I did end up, Frank's got about 40 acres worth of source product for corn, because I got everything that I need. I took out 15 acres, so he's gonna actually get that on some, and we'll probably seed on some grain corn so we can have some side by side. Because yeah, silage is one thing, but there's a lot of people that if you can get 3-4 bushels more out of something, and the cost is there, things are really good. So we'll see some action here. Alrighty, we have not poured any source soybean product, but there we go. That is the soybean, and we do have Amy with us today. So they're changing the formula a little next year, you said. A little less sticky on it. Is what
fantastic.
is that's what they're thinking, but ready?
Shake it, don't break it.
when you're not spraying, it circulates the water through that tube.
So he was explaining in this setup, my setup, we got spray balls in that new setup, and it sprays it around. This has like a flute that goes along the bottom of the tank and agitates everything up. So they're loaded up. He'll get it engaged, get it agitated. We'll go spraying. So yeah, figured we should come over here and see some action. Seeing a sprayer like this is pretty cool. I know a lot of places they're self-propelled sprayers, and I stopped down at Black Mirror down there in Connecticut, and he's got a new prowler. Is it prowler? Predator or whatnot? You know, the crumb stack gets you home. That's where it's at. So figured we're pretty caught up on a lot of things other than wrenching, but give you guys something cool to look at, watch. So you've sprayed some beans.
Yep.
You've sprayed some corn.
Yep.
50% done?
Everything's been sprayed once. I think we have a little respray.
Respray. Nothing too crazy.
No. So we had corn on these fields last year, and we just no-tilled beans into them this spring. We normally till this farm because it's like a sandy loam and it gets wet and holds the water. So, but with fuel prices the way they are, we decided to no-till it. We didn't spray it before they came up. They only got sprayed a few days ago. But
So wait, if fuel was cheap, you wouldn't have no-tilled it?
Yeah.
yeah,
That you're changing your tillage? I mean, it makes sense, but I never thought of it that
yeah, no,
Time and fuel.
time and fuel.
way. It makes sense.
I mean, there's 12 and a half and 9, 20 acres. I mean, maybe we saved $100, maybe a little more.
There we go.
So this left field here, Frank, everything's been sprayed. The left field here is not going to get sprayed with source, so we're going to have a direct line right down through here of source on the right.
I was wrong. The right field's not going to get sprayed.
Right field's not getting sprayed.
He's going to
Isn't that the right?
left, right.
So
See,
he's spraying this one.
The other
This one over here is not getting sprayed.
if you look at this from the sky, it's like a U. They don't touch on the other end. There's like a river.
So the left gets source.
Yes.
Oh.
I thought from where he was would be the right, but
He was sitting over enough. But there's a little bit of weed in it, but like you said, you sprayed it.
yeah, it's been sprayed.
No, that makes sense now.
It'll. I mean, I'm sure that it's starting
To
to.
wither down and but so we'll jet on out here. How wide's that sprayer? 50? 60. So same width as ours. As you see, he's following his path from before. He actually has a monitor in there. So pretty sweet little rogator action, right? So there we go. I got you guys a little bit better color now. Hopefully we don't hit a tree. I don't know what I'm doing out there. But dude, they look pretty good out there.
Yeah.
They look really good out there.
This stuff took almost 2 weeks to come out of the ground because we didn't have good rain.
Yeah.
And we thought it was kind of going to be doomed, but like you get out there.
Looks really good actually.
Yeah.
Well, you got the bird's eye view, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the air. I mean,
So how many acres were here?
this is 12 and a half and the other field's 9.
Okay. Yeah,
And
they look
there's-
really good actually out there.
Corn.
You got corn out behind there.
Yep.
But, yeah, so
So what?
See all those thin spots? That's all where water sits.
okay. A lot of this ground floods.
Yep.
So as you see out further, pretty cleaned up out there. Here, as you see, there's some weeds. The beans are coming up through it. Like he said, this is no-till, but so right now he's just spraying water and source because all this did get sprayed ahead of time. Putting down 30 gallons an acre, so good coverage. So he's folding up, all done with this. So 3 weeks? Is that what we're thinking? 3 weeks we'll come back and we'll have a side-by-side as far as that section of field and this section, because there's a line right up the middle that he did not spray. And the biggest thing you're seeing in soybeans would be bigger roots as well as corn? Is that what the yields is?
More,
What?
more branches, more leaves. I guess we'll wait and see what it does here, right?
Yeah. So, we've been seeing some neat stuff from all over the country, but I figured nothing's better than seeing it locally and seeing what you can actually do. You having fun? Did you go swimming? I can tell you went swimming. So he could have put that in with this whole spray program, and I did do my field this way where it was just water to really show, but it got sprayed earlier. Those weeds are going to die off, and we're going to see the effective source side by side of a field that planted the same way, applied the same way, chemical on both sides of it, application of fertilizer the same on both sides of it. So I know there's a lot of people, oh, we want to see results. You guys got to stick along to actually see the whole results of things. I'm not just going to snap my finger, and that's going to be the big thing. Like, if we don't have results, you guys are going to see we don't have results. But so far, I'm pleased with having more root mass.
Average of like the good stuff, you know, not the crappy fields, is like 60 bushels for beans.
Okay.
And then the corn is 180 and above. We're pretty happy.
Okay.
But
would you consider this field a good field?
Yeah.
this is a good field.
So if you could you would want 60 on this field.
Yeah.
Yep. And
We had beans here, I think 3 years ago, maybe? Not 2 years, 3 years ago, I'm going to say, and they were in the 60s.
and there's a
62 maybe or something.
couple fields in Westboro where we first met that if we get enough rain, the beans will be 80 bushels.
Those first fields there? Well, we're gonna let them get back to farming. We're gonna go check out some of that corn, some of my corn that we actually sprayed, and do some comparison now that we're actually closer to the 4-week mark. Yanko's all revved up and he's soaking wet. But we're gonna get out of here. So this is Frank's corn on the left here. They have applied nitrogen to all of it. Years ago, I actually ended up chopping a portion of this down this way, so it was a good time. Stopped at Big Apple. Yanko got a dog beef jerky. Now he's all satisfied.
Yeah, he's happy now.
So this is the field that I have the control in. There are 2 sections of control, and I actually have 2 strips of each variety in the far end. Somebody in previous videos was like, oh, you can't compare 2 different varieties against each other. What I'm doing as a control and what the rest of the field is the same variety. So I was a little confused by that. We got a little bit of roll, and that stuff actually looks really good. The thing that is amazing me right now, Yanko, come on, don't play next to the road. Stay over there. The thing that is amazing me right now, he's not listening, is this field was the one that was extremely yellow, and as you see, it is much greener. Came out of it very well, and it's actually catching up. So I am very impressed. I gotta come by and do the edge of the roads. I actually got a source sign from Amy that we're gonna put up here, just, you know, promote it and see what goes on. But I'm gonna mow the edge first, and then we'll get into it. But we are gonna go find where I put these flags. So I got a little further out on the corner rows, but ooh, this is some good looking corn. I'm in a sprayer path right now. This is some really good looking corn. I like the jump up there. But yeah, like I said, this is all the same day corn to compare. But I was gonna stake everything, and I never got around to it. So I gotta find where I put those red flags that were somewhere in here. So I'm standing in a section that is sprayed with source. It starts over there, ends over there. I got flags. As you see, I did something with the planter here. I picked it up for some reason, and I don't know why I didn't plant anything, but we're hanging out of here. So this corn looks pretty good, actually. Like pretty good. We talked about how these suckers on the plant, it means the plant has everything that it wants to go with. So this is some pretty sweet corn in here, I'd say. But we'll walk up to an area where it's normal, and we'll take some samples, and then we'll walk over. We'll take some samples to compare with. So we're gonna pull some roots, and the big thing, we're taking tissue samples to actually send out. So last year was the first year I ever actually did that, which then showed me the field was deficient in magnesium. So then we put it on. This field, I'm not gonna add anything to it as of where we are right now. I'm really happy with it, actually, even in this spot where we didn't spray source. So I guess we will see how it looks once we go out. We'll go up to that taller section right there. We'll compare that to the stuff next to it. Okay, that's a nice looking root. Like that is, I'd be happy with that. So that's the first one I've dug out of no treatment. So Amy's actually taken tissue samples, so she's going across, and we're gonna see what it is. But that's a really nice corn plant. I'd be happy with that. So we'll go down a little bit, take another one, and yeah, this is some good corn, especially for being on a year that we're starving for water, like starving. Threw this on here, and don't get me wrong, those are nice roots. Those are nice roots, but this is just, it's not there. And yeah, there's still dirt in here, but it's because the roots are holding it together more. One cool thing though, right here, there's the corn seed that this plant came from. It's still there. You can see the blue seed treatment.
Chop them in half too when I get my knife.
Well, we got to chop them, and then we're gonna weigh them. So this one sucker on it, one starting. So this plant is healthy as anything. Not as many, and it just might be the area. And a lot of people have said, oh, it doesn't matter at this point. If you can build a root that gets bigger, I think that matters. I might be wrong. I'm not an agronomist, but we're showing you guys this along the way, because come fall, when we harvest this, that's going to be the biggest difference. We're going to see side by side and weigh it out and take an analysis and see if we have a better plant. But just so much more root mass right here. And we are, so previously I was only 12 days. I'm at 36, I think. So I'm not, maybe I'm 38. I'm not a full 4 weeks since application, but we got Amy here, and we went and saw Frank spray. So that's why we figured we would stop and check it out. But yeah, this is a nice root, but there's definitely more mass in here, and it holds everything so much more. Kind of wild. But we don't have the soil like the Midwest has that's just consistent. So as you see, it comes up, gets a little wetter down there, and it's always in the spring it's dipped, then it comes back up. We got a little bit of rolling, but overall I'm gonna go with this corn. Keep raining and we'll be okay. But this is second cutting for everybody who's actually asking. So this is going on 5 weeks since this was cut, and there's nothing there. But we do have some fields that need to get cut. So we did cut them off because somebody said, oh, you got to measure there. And there's a lot of variables of where you cut them. So we cut them all in the same spot, right in between first leaf and second leaf. These two, slightly under an inch. Got this tape measure. So slightly under an inch. Yeah, about even.
Yeah.
About even. So as far as any mass there, we don't see that yet. We might not see that. So it might just be weight of the plant. And the hybrid's going to do what the hybrid's going to do. But this one goes with that one. Yeah. There's just so much more root in that foam. Same thing as we saw in the previous one, but keep in mind, so I got 2 sections in here of 60 foot that is not sprayed, so that when we go to chop it, we can chop some sections of it and then compare to the sections next to it. So 2 pounds. So what did we say? 1 pound 6 ounce. So that root mass is really what it does. And yeah, we shook as much dirt as we could out of it. Somebody said you should wash it, this and that, but then dry it, then do this, then do that. This isn't the official results. I'm just showing off what we can do. But those were similar. Those were similar enough where we'll have to keep track of it in the year and see if we can get a difference off of it. Yeah. So what did we learn today? Frank's got a pretty neat sprayer, right? Corn's actually looking pretty good compared to being in a drought. I'm gonna get back to work, let Amy get back to work as well, and August we figure we'll start
Like
looking
the first
again.
Week in August,
first week of August.
Been 3 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks since we put it on. That is true. And we do have 2 control areas, and there is some variability in the soil. Roots definitely look much, well, the feel of it and the ball of it is much better on the source stuff. Yeah, it might be the area. I guess we're gonna figure out when we harvest it what we're really at.
Time will tell.
And like with Frank, I'm glad I could get some product over to him. He's gonna spray some corn. We got the beans. So we got some comparison to see in the future and show you guys. But appreciate you guys watching. See you guys on the next one. Have a good one.